Welcome back to our deep dive.
Yeah.
We've been unpacking this wild idea that the human heart, without some kind of divine renewal, can be deceitful and wicked.
Mm-hmm.
We've also kind of touched on some practices for purifying the heart.
Right.
Honesty, forgiveness, self-compassion, gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all been a bit theoretical, hasn't it?
Yeah.
How do these practices actually play out in real life?
That's where it gets really interesting. Our source actually uses the 7 churches as examples, almost like case studies, to show how these internal struggles manifest in different ways.
Right.
Remember Ephesus,
Yeah.
the church that lost its first love?
Uh-huh.
That could symbolize losing touch with our passions,
Okay.
our core values,
Yeah.
the things that truly give our lives meaning.
It's like going through the motions, but missing that spark.
Yeah,
That connection to something deeper.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the source suggests this disconnect can come from a lack of grounding, a weakening of the root chakra, which is all about our foundation, our sense of security.
Okay.
So purifying the heart in this case might mean reconnecting with those core values,
Right.
figuring out what truly matters to us,
Yeah.
and building a stronger, more authentic foundation for our lives.
So it's about getting back to basics, to what really fuels us
Yeah.
and gives us a sense of purpose.
Right.
What about Smyrna,
Okay.
the church that was going through intense persecution?
Right.
How does purifying the heart work when you're in the midst of real suffering?
That's where the sacral chakra comes in.
Okay.
Remember, it's about our emotional well-being, creativity, and resilience. Smyrna's message is about finding strength and even beauty in the face of adversity.
Right.
It's about not letting hardship crush us, but allowing it to refine us to make us stronger.
That's such a powerful message.
That is.
Especially in a world that often pushes this idea of a perfect life.
Right.
Smyrna reminds us that struggle is part of the journey, and how we deal with those challenges is what shapes us.
It's about turning our wounds into wisdom,
Right.
finding creative ways to express our pain, and ultimately trusting that we have the inner strength to make it through.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's not about denying our emotions
Right.
or pretending everything's fine, but finding healthy ways to process them so we can learn and grow.
Right.
Now, what about Pergamum?
Okay.
The church that was being tempted by all the decadence of Babylon?
Right.
How does purifying the heart apply in a situation like that?
Pergamum's story is all about the solar plexus chakra,
Okay.
which governs personal power, willpower, and self-control. The challenge here is to resist external pressures and stay true to your own values, even when it feels like everyone else is giving in.
So it's about having strong boundaries.
Yeah.
Saying no when you need to.
Right.
Not letting yourself get swept away by the crowd.
Exactly. It's about recognizing your own inner authority and trusting yourself to make choices that align with your highest good.
Now, we've already talked about Thyatira,
Right.
the church struggling with false teachings, but I'm curious to hear more about how this idea of purifying the heart plays out in that context.
Thyatira's lesson is all about discernment,
Right.
being able to tell the difference between what's truly nourishing for our souls
Okay.
and what might be harmful, even if it's disguised as something good.
It's like we need to develop a BS detector for our spiritual lives.
Great analogy.
Yeah.
It takes practice, self-awareness, and a willingness to question everything,
Right.
even our own deeply held beliefs.
Speaking of things that might look good on the surface but be hollow underneath,
Uh-huh.
let's talk about Sardis, the church that seemed alive but was spiritually dead inside.
Right.
What does purifying the heart look like in this case?
Sardis connects to the throat chakra,
Right.
which is all about communication, authenticity, and expressing our truth. Purifying the heart here means shedding those masks we wear,
Okay.
speaking up for what we believe in, and living in a way that reflects our core values.
So it's about being real, being genuine,
Yeah.
not trying to fit into some mold that doesn't feel true to who we are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It takes courage to live authentically,
Yeah.
especially when the world often pressures us to conform.
Speaking of courage, let's move on to Philadelphia,
Okay.
the small but faithful church.
Right.
How does this whole idea of purifying the heart relate to their story?
Philadelphia is connected to the third eye chakra,
Uh-huh.
which is about intuition, spiritual insight, and seeing beyond the limitations of the physical world.
Okay.
Their message is about trusting that inner guidance, that still small voice within, and having the courage to follow your own unique path.
So it's about believing in yourself even when others doubt you, knowing that you have something special to offer the world, even if you don't have all the answers figured out.
Exactly.
Okay, and finally we come to Laodicea,
Right.
the complacent church.
Wow.
How does purifying the heart apply in this context? Laodicea felt like a wake-up call, a reminder that we can't get too comfortable in our spiritual lives.
Yeah.
We need to keep seeking, keep growing, keep that connection with the divine alive and vibrant.
You got it.
Yeah.
Laodicea's story, linked to the crown chakra, urges us to shake off that spiritual lethargy,
Right.
rekindle that sense of wonder and awe.
Mm-hmm.
It's about actively seeking a deeper connection to something greater than ourselves, however we define that.
It seems like purifying the heart is an ongoing process, something we need to be mindful of in every aspect of our lives.
Yeah.
It's not a one-time fix,
Right.
but a journey of continuous growth and transformation.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And what's so cool is that our source doesn't prescribe a single path or a set of rigid rules.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a framework, a set of principles
Right,
that
right.
we can apply in our own unique ways.
It's like we're given a map, but encouraged to create our own adventure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the most important takeaway from all of this,
Right.
that the journey of purifying the heart is deeply personal.
Mm-hmm.
It's about discovering what truly brings us closer to our most authentic selves and to that divine spark that resides within us all.
So for our listener, what will you take away from this deep dive?
Yeah.
What practices or insights resonated with you? What will you bring into your own life as you continue to explore this incredible journey of the heart?
Right.
We hope this exploration has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to keep seeking, keep growing, and keep that connection to the divine alive and well. Thanks for joining us.